Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm so happy you're here to join me because today I'm going to be making a super special cheesecake. This cheesecake is a lemon cheesecake recipe that's low carb that I made up myself. I was tired of trying all different types of low carb cheesecake recipes only to find that the texture was odd, that they were too tart, too sour, they just weren't quite right, or the crust was crumbly and fell apart and made with a dry powder. So today I've got a great recipe to share with you, and this recipe is my own very personal recipe that I've been working on trying to perfect to make just how I would want a low carb lemon cheesecake to taste and with the texture I was hoping for. Let's get started and I'll show you how easy this is to make. Of course, if you know me and watch my channel, you'll know that I'm all about super easy, super delicious recipes. The first thing we're going to do is make our crust. I have made up this recipe for the crust because I love pecans and I love pecan crust. So I put a cup of pecans in my food processor and I'm going to mix these up and blend them until they're really well chopped really fine. Now that my pecans are finely chopped, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of Stevia Sweetener. You can use any sweetener of your choice. And I'm going to add in about 1/3 of a cup of almond flour. And I'll mix these all together. Now that these are all mixed together into a really nice powder, I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This will hold my crust all together. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350, and once I put the crust in the pan, I'll bake that and then put the rest of the ingredients for the cheesecake on top of the pre-baked crust. I have a springform pan here and I buttered the inside, then I put in a piece of parchment paper and buttered over the parchment paper just in the bottom, so that way when I remove it, nothing will stick to the bottom of the pan. Now let's put our crust in and start baking it. Do the best you can to get your crust spread into a nice even layer. And now I'll bake this in the oven at 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now while our crust is baking in the oven, I'm going to mix up in my mixer 3 blocks. These are 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese and they're softened at room temperature. We want to get these mixed up really well so that they're nice and creamy. Now we're going to add 3 eggs, one at a time. These eggs have been sitting out so that they're not super cold. They're just about room temperature. Now we're going to add in our lemon extract, our vanilla extract, our lemon juice. This is fresh squeezed lemon juice. And we're going to slowly add in our sweetener. I'm using the Stevia Sweetener. And here's what our lemon cheesecake filling looks like. At this point, if you'd like it to be a little bit more yellow, you can always add just a little bit of yellow food coloring to make a little bit of a more lemony look. I've baked the crust at 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes, and it's just golden brown on the edges and it looks nice and dry. Now I've reduced the temperature of my oven and turned it down to 325. I'm going to put in the cheesecake filling and then we'll bake it for about 45 minutes. Into the oven at 325 for about 45 minutes. I just took the low-carb lemon cheesecake out of the oven. Now I'm going to go around the edge with this offset spatula and just make sure that it's completely loose from the edge. Then I'll let it cool a little bit before I take the outside ring off. And here's how the wonderful low-carb lemon cheesecake turned out. I really hope you'll give this low-carb lemon cheesecake a try and realize just how easy it is and just how delicious. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I thank all of you that have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and click the bell and be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And I'll see you next time.